Let me tell you something most men don't want to hear. Attraction is not luck, it's not fate, and it's not about being born with perfect looks or money. Attraction is built. It's created by how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you make a woman feel in your presence. If you've ever felt invisible, rejected, or like she just doesn't notice you, today is the day you learn how to flip that script. Because the truth is this, you can make any woman want you, even if right now she's not interested. Confidence is the foundation of attraction, and it is often misunderstood by men who think it means showing off, acting tough, or pretending to be someone they're not. True confidence is not loud. It does not need to prove itself. It is calm, steady, and magnetic. When you walk into a room, people can feel it without you saying a word. It's in your posture, in the way you breathe, in the way you carry yourself. Women, more than anything, are drawn to this energy because it signals safety, strength, and leadership. A confident man makes her feel like she can let her guard down because he is steady enough to hold space for her emotions and life's chaos. The reason confidence is so attractive is because it communicates self-worth. A man who is confident is essentially saying, without words, I know who I am, and I don't need your validation to prove it. That energy is rare, and women can spot it instantly. Think about it. Most men try too hard. They chase, they over-explain, they try to impress with money, status, or charm. But all of that shows neediness, and neediness is the opposite of attraction. A woman does not want a man who needs her approval to feel good about himself. She wants a man who already feels whole, a man who chooses her not because he needs her, but because he wants her. The mistake most men make is pedestalizing women. They treat her like a queen before she has even earned that role in their life. They shower her with attention, gifts, compliments, and constant texting. But what this really communicates is weakness. It says, I don't believe I'm good enough as I am, so I have to give you everything up front to keep your interest. A confident man doesn't operate this way. He knows that his time, attention, and energy are valuable. He doesn't give it away freely to anyone just because she looks good. He allows a woman to earn her place in his life, and this makes her respect him even more. Building confidence is not something that happens overnight. It comes from discipline and small victories. Every time you set a goal and follow through, you build trust with yourself. Waking up early when you don't feel like it, finishing the workout when your body screams to stop, speaking your truth even when your voice shakes. These are the acts that stack up and build a man who can look in the mirror and respect himself. And when you respect yourself, others will naturally follow. Women are highly intuitive. They can feel insecurity even if you try to hide it. They can also feel true confidence even if you never say a word about it. That's why the silent kind of confidence is the strongest. You don't need to tell her you're confident. You show it by how you live. It's in your calmness when others are panicking. It's in your patience when others are rushing. It's in your ability to say no without fear of losing her. These things communicate far more than fancy clothes, money, or charm ever could. Imagine standing in front of the woman you desire. If you are desperate for her approval, she will feel it and she will pull away. But if you stand tall, grounded in who you are, not rushing to impress her, simply letting her experience your presence, she will lean in. She will start to wonder, what is it about this man that makes him so unshakable? That curiosity will turn into attraction. Confidence is not about being the loudest in the room. It is about being the most grounded. And when a woman feels that, she doesn't just notice you, she remembers you. Because true confidence is unforgettable. Mystery is one of the most underrated yet powerful elements of attraction. Most men think the best way to win a woman is to give her everything up front. To text her constantly, compliment her endlessly, and share every detail about themselves as if revealing it all will make her stay. But the truth is, the more predictable and available you are, the faster her interest fades. Mystery works differently. It doesn't mean being distant or playing manipulative games. It means living in such a way that she is naturally curious about you, where she feels there's always more to discover. That curiosity is what makes her lean in, chase a little harder, and invest emotionally in the connection. Think about a great story or movie. If the plot is predictable, you lose interest. If everything is revealed in the first 5 minutes, there's no reason to keep watching. But when a story unfolds slowly, piece by piece, with twists and surprises, you can't stop paying attention. Attraction works the same way. A woman needs to feel like there are layers to you. She wants to peel them back over time. If you reveal everything on the first date, you take away the excitement. But if you give her just enough to spark her imagination, she'll want to see you again and again. Mystery doesn't mean hiding who you are. It means not being desperate to overshare. For example, when she asks what you do for fun, don't give her a full list of everything you've ever done. Instead, share a small glimpse and leave her wanting more. If she texts you, don't always reply instantly. Not because you're ignoring her, but because you're busy living your own life. When she notices that you have passions, goals, and commitments outside of her, she begins to wonder what else you're about. That curiosity builds attraction far more than a man who is always available at her fingertips. Predictability is the enemy of D. Isaiah, when she knows exactly when you'll call, exactly what you'll say, exactly how you'll act, there's no thrill. But when you keep her guessing, not in a toxic way, but in an exciting way, you create anticipation. Maybe one day you surprise her with an unexpected compliment. The next you take her somewhere new instead of the usual dinner spot. The next you step back and let her reach out first. This rhythm keeps her emotionally invested because she never quite knows what's coming. Living with mystery also means having a life that doesn't revolve around her. If you're always free, always waiting, always adjusting your schedule for her, she will lose respect. But when she sees you pursuing your passions, whether it's fitness, business, art, or personal growth, she realizes you're a man with depth. She'll begin to imagine what it's like to be part of your journey, and that imagination is powerful. People crave what they cannot fully grasp, and a man who is layered, driven, and selective is far more desirable than a man who hands himself over too easily. Mystery is not about manipulation. It's about value. If everything about you is available instantly, your value diminishes. But when you protect your energy, reveal yourself gradually, and let her discover who you are over time, she feels like she's earning something rare. And what people earn, they treasure. That's the real secret. She doesn't just want to know you, she wants to uncover you, to experience you in pieces, like a puzzle she's excited to solve. So never feel the need to explain everything. Never give away all your energy on day one. And never stop living your own life. The more you protect your mystery, the more she will chase you. Because deep down, every woman desires the man she cannot fully figure out. That's what keeps her coming back again and again. Emotional connection is the real difference between being a man she notices and being a man she cannot forget. Looks may grab her attention, charm may spark a little interest, but if there is no emotional depth, that attraction fades quickly. A woman wants to feel something when she's with you, something beyond the surface. She wants to feel safe, seen, and understood in a way that most men never offer. That is why emotional connection is the ultimate game changer. It goes deeper than words, deeper than appearances, and deeper than temporary attraction. When you build it, you become unforgettable. The mistake most men make is thinking that connection comes from talking about themselves. They believe that if they share their stories, their achievements, or their struggles, a woman will automatically feel close to them. But connection is not built through self-promotion. It is built through presence. When you are with her, are you truly there? Or is your mind distracted, waiting for your turn to speak, or scrolling through your phone? Women can sense when a man is half present, and nothing kills attraction faster. A real connection comes when you listen, not to reply, not to impress, but to genuinely understand her. When a woman feels understood, something powerful happens. She begins to trust you. She lowers her guard. She reveals parts of herself that she hides from the world. And in that vulnerability, a bond is created that is stronger than looks or status. You suddenly become different from every other man she's met because you've touched her soul, not just her body. That is why some men, even if they are not the best looking or richest, still win the hearts of women because they know how to make her feel. But building emotional connection doesn't mean you agree with everything she says or lose yourself in her emotions. It's about holding space for her to express herself without judgment. It's about being strong enough to let her be honest, even if her truth is uncomfortable. Most men panic when a woman expresses strong emotions. They either try to fix it immediately, shut it down, or run away. But the man who can stand still, stay calm, and allow her to feel is the man she will never want to let go of, because that strength makes her feel safe. Every woman carries unspoken fears, insecurities, and wounds. If you are the man who can create an environment where she feels accepted as she is, she will associate you with peace and comfort. And here's the secret. Women chase the place where they feel most alive and most secure. If she feels that with you, no one else can replace it. Emotional connection is rare, and rarity is irresistible. You can build this connection through small things. When she speaks, look into her eyes instead of your phone. When she shares something personal, don't just respond with surface-level answers. Go deeper and ask her what it meant to her. When she's upset, don't always rush to solve the problem. Sometimes she just needs you to sit in the storm with her until it passes. These little acts may seem simple, but to a woman, they feel like magic because very few men know how to do them. The truth is, anyone can buy gifts, plan dates, or send flowers, but not every man can make a woman feel like she is the only person in the room. Not every man can make her feel like her soul is seen. And once you do that, her attraction to you transforms from curiosity into attachment. She doesn't just want your attention anymore, she craves your presence. That is the power of emotional connection. Purpose is one of the most magnetic forces a man can carry. A man with direction, with clarity, with something bigger than himself to live for, naturally commands respect and attraction. Women are drawn to purpose-driven men because purpose signals strength, stability, and leadership. It shows that you're not just existing, you're moving somewhere. You have a vision, a fire that pushes you forward every single day. That energy is irresistible because it communicates that you're not waiting for someone else to give your life meaning. You've already found it, and she can either walk with you or be left behind. The biggest mistake men make is making a woman their purpose. They center their entire life around pleasing her, winning her, or keeping her. At first, she may enjoy the attention, but over time, it kills attraction. Why? Because no woman wants to be the center of a man's world if that's all he has. She wants to join a man who already has a world of his own. She wants to feel like she's walking alongside a man on a mission, not dragging him forward because he has nowhere else to go. When you live with purpose, everything about you changes. Your energy is different. Your presence is heavier. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you make decisions, it all carries a sense of certainty, and women can feel it instantly. They see that you're not a man who's waiting for direction. You are the direction, and that's what makes you stand out from the rest. Purpose doesn't always mean a high-paying job, a fancy title, or some grand public achievement. It's about knowing your why. It's about waking up with something to strive for, something that challenges you, something that forces you to grow. For some men, it may be building a business. For others, it may be perfecting a craft, pursuing fitness, or chasing personal development. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it drives you, excites you, and gives your life meaning beyond temporary pleasures. When a woman sees you chasing your purpose, she starts to admire you. She sees your discipline, your consistency, your refusal to settle for less. She starts to wonder what it would feel like to be by your side, to be part of that journey. And admiration is one of the strongest roots of attraction. It creates respect, and respect always comes before desire. Without purpose, you become lost in relationships. You cling too tightly because you have nothing else. You become needy because she's the only thing giving you direction. And that suffocates her. But with purpose, you become free. You don't need her. You choose her. And when she feels that you are complete with or without her, her desire for you grows. Women are drawn to men who don't depend on them for happiness, because those men are rare. The truth is, your purpose will test you. It will demand discipline. It will force you to sacrifice comfort. But every step you take toward it makes you stronger, more focused, more magnetic. And that transformation doesn't just benefit you, it attracts the right people into your life. A woman who respects herself will always choose a man who respects his mission, because she knows he will lead not only himself, but also her with clarity. So never put your entire life into her hands. Put it into your vision. Build your path. Chase your destiny. When you stand as a man of purpose, you don't have to beg for attention. You don't have to chase approval. Women will naturally be drawn to you because deep down they all desire a man who knows where he's going and refuses to be stopped. Attraction cannot survive without respect, and respect cannot exist without boundaries. Too many men lose women not because they aren't good enough, but because they don't have the courage to stand firm when it matters. They let her cancel on them without consequences. They let her talk down to them. They let her push them into things they don't want to do, all because they're afraid of losing her. But here's the hard truth. When you bend too far, when you sacrifice your values, when you allow disrespect just to keep her around, you don't win her love. You lose her respect. And once respect is gone, desire soon follows. Boundaries are not about being controlling or rigid. They are about self-respect. They are about drawing a line that says, this is who I am, and this is what I will not tolerate. A woman may test you. She may push to see if your words match your actions, and if you fold, she will see weakness. But if you stay calm, stand firm, and refuse to betray yourself, she will feel something far deeper than simple attraction. She will feel trust. A woman cannot truly desire a man she cannot trust, and trust is built when you prove that you value yourself enough to walk away from anything less than respect. Imagine a man who has no boundaries. He's always available, always giving in, always trying to please. At first, it might look like devotion, but over time it feels suffocating. She begins to feel like she can control him, like she can do whatever she wants without consequences. And while some men think this will make a woman stay, in reality, it pushes her away. Because deep down, every woman wants a man she cannot dominate, not because she wants to be controlled, but because she wants to feel secure. A man with no boundaries is not secure. He is fragile, and she cannot fully trust him to lead himself, let alone her. Now picture a man with clear boundaries. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't accept disrespect. He communicates calmly when something is not okay. And if the behavior continues, he walks away without drama. This man is not cruel, but he is strong. He values himself too much to stay where he is not honored. And that strength makes her respect him more. It makes her see him as a man of integrity, a man who cannot be swayed by temporary emotions. That kind of man creates both respect and desire because his actions show he is not afraid of loss. And a man who is not afraid of loss becomes very hard to lose. Boundaries also create polarity. They create a healthy tension that keeps attraction alive. When you stand your ground, you remind her that you are not just there to please, you are there as an equal. You remind her that your time and energy are valuable, and this forces her to rise to the level of your standard if she wants to keep you. Far from pushing her away, this actually pulls her closer because she knows she is with a man who will not crumble under pressure. It takes courage to enforce boundaries, especially when you fear she might leave. But the truth is, if she leaves because you respected yourself, she was never truly meant for you. What you gain instead is power, dignity, and freedom, the very qualities that will attract the right woman who sees your worth. So never shy away from drawing the line. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They are gates that protect your value. They ensure that the connection you build is rooted in respect, and respect is the soil where deep desire grows. When you hold your boundaries firmly, you don't just keep her interest, you earn her admiration. And admiration is the seed of lasting attraction. The truth is this, making any woman want you is not about tricks, lies, or manipulation. It's about becoming the man she can't ignore, a man of confidence, a man of mystery, a man who builds emotional connection, lives with purpose, and stands strong in his boundaries. So starting today, stop chasing, stop begging, stop proving yourself, step into your power, build yourself first, and watch how the women you once thought were out of reach will start chasing you.